Hi everyone, my name is Seema with Flaunt Interiors, and today I'm going to introduce a very special guest on my show. This guest has collaborated with me on several projects. We've taken a lot of people to the finish line with their projects, their commercial projects. It's been an absolute amazing ride. I am super excited to bring to you Gurman from Ravi Interactive. Gurman, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Seema. Thank you for the introduction. As you mentioned, my name is Gurman from Ravi Interactive. We work with clients in bringing their commercial construction projects to life. So I'm an architectural technologist by trade. So basically what that means is every time you see a floor plan, a blueprint, a 3D model, or a rendering, someone from a trade did that. I work with clients from all parts of the spectrum, where if someone's building a full building, or someone's just leasing out a unit and they want to do tenant improvements, I work with them to try and understand what they need, what they require.
So tell me about the process. So everybody kind of knows about interior design and what that entails. But me collaborating with you, what is your portion of the collaboration, and how do you help everybody that comes to you execute their project or take them to the finish line? What is your role in that?
My role basically, tell clients this all the time, like me or someone like me should be your first point of contact when you are thinking about a commercial project. Because working with the city of Edmonton, like in Alberta, like there's a lot of bylaws, a lot of building codes that go into play when deciding on like what you can do and how you can do it. And that's where I come in to help you out with that. The process starts basically at a development permit. Someone comes to me and is like, hey Manny, I want to open up a barbershop and like in this unit, I'm gonna lease it, I'm waiving the conditions next month. Once I waive the conditions, I will contact you and we'll do a development permit. And that's where I need to stop them and be like, hey, please don't do that. Before you waive your conditions, reach out to me so we can apply for a development permit, so we know that the city will permit you to do that business at that location. I've seen this so many times. People will sign up for a space, they will sign the lease or they'll sign an offer to purchase, only to come to me after and finding out the property that they bought or leased does not even have the appropriate zoning for that type of business, right? So those are, if you sign a lease like that, you will be in a pickle.
So the development permit makes sense. Now, when customers come to you, would you actually do the actual renderings at that same time, or is that something that flows off the development permit?
A lot of people use the word rendering like interchangeably with construction drawings or like floor plans or just like a simple model. A rendering is just a very pretty picture, like a cartoon. Like it doesn't exist, we made it on a computer just to get an idea of what the space would look like, right? Renderings have a lot of value for the client, for the designer, for the contractors, so they know exactly what they're building, right? What it will look like, what the colors would be. But that only has a visual value. We can't go construct something off of a rendering. That's where our construction designs, construction drawings and our BIM models come in. So our construction drawing, basically what it includes is exactly everything. What type of flooring do we have, what type of walls do we have, where do we have those walls, like what's the fire rating of the walls, what's like, is your ceiling fire protected? That's all part of the building permit. So to do that, like we use like all sorts of tools. We use CAD, computer aided design and drafting. That's the floor plans that you usually see. But now what a lot of companies, including us, we've started doing is we do majority of our design and planning process in 3D. That like first of all, it speeds up the process for me, you, and the client drastically. Like something that would take in 2D would take me 3 days to do, in 3D I can do it in 1 day. The second biggest thing, if it's in 3D, I look at floor plans all day, every day. I see a floor plan, it makes a picture in my head. But for someone who's just looking to get some construction work done, floor plans or blueprints, they don't really make any sense for them, right? That's where majority of the work we do in 3D that comes into play is I can show the client, but like, hey, this is exactly your space would look like. And they can go and see the model and walk through the model like you're in a video game.
Okay, and that's where the 3D visual renderings helps us in interior design, because a lot of clients at the end of the day cannot visualize, and those renderings help us to make them understand color palette, texture, style, and what we're proposing. So So sometimes just putting it down on a mood board doesn't really do the trick, but a rendering can actually say a lot and show them a picture. So Gurman and I have collaborated on several projects together, and going back to one of them where we noticed that the collaboration was quite insightful and it was quite a success. So Gurman brings the project over to me. I sat with the client prior to the project and I wanted to get a sense of vibe, like what sort of a vibe do they want to create in their space. And then when Gurman and I sat down and we looked at the floor plan, we ended up changing areas like the reception area, the sitting area, just because the vibe they wanted to create was so high-end and so elegant that we thought just walking into a space and having the reception desk right in the front just wouldn't be the right spot for it. So that's where we worked together to move things around on the plan and discussed aesthetics at the same time. We talked about what are we going to clad the walls with, where am I going to actually put plants and trees, like everything, small little details like that. But that's what helped bring that plan together, and the client was super happy with the vision.
That was like a really good project. Before the project started, before it involved you, right? The client asked me, but like, hey, we're already paying you for the services to decide to make the offices. Why do we need to hire a separate designer? And basically, my answer to them was, I can build anything that you want, but will it be pretty? Will it be the type of space and the vibe that you're looking for? That is where, you know, like a dedicated professional like yourself can assist better.
While working on a few projects together, Gurman and I did see some challenges, and how did we tackle those challenges is what I'm going to share with you today. So Gurman, do you want to share in one of the West Edmonton Mall projects that we did, what were some of the challenges that I brought forward some changes, and what were the challenges that you had to go through for those changes?
Due to the way that our jobs are inherently like will both be kind of like not intruding, but like the work overlaps, where, you know, your job is to make sure the space is exactly like how the client needs. My job is to make sure it's constructible and, you know, like the cost doesn't go, you know, like through the roof. So that's where like we both actively work with the client. But like if there's something comes up, you bring up to me, but like, hey, you know what, I think we need to do the design in this way, and my job is to, you know, to make sure the design that, you know, the client or you're like proposing, that is constructible. We're not, you know, like to do a small renovation or for doing a small wall, we don't have to tear the entire thing down, and that's basically my job to make sure that does not happen.
So that's where I bring in the design concept, but it's Gurman that actually says, yes, it can be done, or no, it can't be done. Because design is so versatile. I can bring forward any design, but that doesn't mean is it cost effective. That doesn't mean can it be built, and can it be built in a timely manner where the client's going to be happy, because obviously everybody's on a budget and everybody's on a time constraint. So yeah, those are some of the challenges that we were able to overcome in some of our projects. And
the biggest thing is about the value. Like every time like someone comes to me but like, hey, you know what, like does this cost seem right to you? And my answer to that is, you know, you can't just completely look at just the dollar value. Like there's just the actual value of something, right? Is this something that is worth it to you? Something that is worth it for one client might not be worth it for a different client, right? But a cost is something that you know, like can vary like drastically from project to project. You know, like if I refer back to the recent two jewelry store projects that we worked on, one of them the estimated cost is around $300,000. The other one estimated cost is $500,000.
Yeah.
And at the end, what matters is, you know, both of those clients knew exactly how much they wanted to spend. One of them wanted to go, you know, all out on the design, on the cabinets and everything. The important part is both of the clients are happy. Some people need, you know, like a simple space to do auto business. Some people need a space where they reflect their brand and their values, and, you know, money comes second.
yeah, so sometimes clients get into wanting to open up a business. They'll actually make the investment or sign up the lease, but how much money or what the budget is going to be, they're quite unaware. And that's where Gurman and I come into play, where we sit down, we put things together, we figure it out, and we kind of give them a ballpark as to how much we think their project is going to cost them. Sometimes that comes as a surprise, but sometimes, you know what, most clients are pretty prepared and they do know. And then there's that third client that comes in absolutely confused. They do understand, but they don't want to understand. And that's where both of us come together and we actually lay it out bit by bit to tell them exactly what the process is and where their money is going and how much it's going to cost them in the end. So I feel that process in itself is quite priceless, because that'll help them determine whether they want to remove that condition or not. Thank you, Gurman. That was amazing. I hope you guys found that very insightful. We've got some good nuggets in there for those that are looking to have any kind of commercial design or architecture done for their next project. If you are in the market and you are looking for architecture and design in collaboration with Ravi Interactive and Flaunt Interiors, give us a call. We'd be happy to take you to the finish line.
Thank you, Seema, for having me here, and thank you, everybody, and happy construction.